Red Energy, 100% Australian electricity and gas.
Real adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
Christina Costalis.
Well, I had only had 5 days experience on a boat. Lizard Island is number one. It is absolutely stunning. If you go there by boat, it's free. You know, you sail up to the anchorage and you put your anchor out and you get to experience paradise and magic.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse. Always here for you. And for cfsgear.com.au.
Moments away now from our elimination final. Southern Districts taking on the Wanderers Footy Club. Should be a great game indeed. Without any further ado at all, introducing our special comments man for this afternoon, Brenton Toy. Welcome, Brenton.
Hello, Dominic. Hello, Shannon. Great to be back again.
Yeah, indeed. Great to have you here, Brenton. And let's not mess around. 5 minutes away from kick-off here between Wanderers and Southern Districts. How are you looking at both teams' lineups?
We got a close-up look of Wanderers last week, but they've got a couple of good players back in, and one of those is probably one of the best players in the competition, Bo O'Connell, when he's up and running. So really good to see him named back in the side, and Darren Schillebeer as well. Just another big forward. We saw last week Liam Patrick. He was kind of the shining light, but he was the only one for the Wanderers Eagles down there. So to have Schillebeer down there, a big body, big marking target, I think it adds another dimension to the Wanderers forward line, and might just cause the Districts players to try and shuffle the defence to manage it. So I think, you know, Wanderers, Braden McLean, he's a terrific leader. He'll want to make sure that they maintain their discipline this week. Simon Bates was quiet last week, but he can, you know, be a match winner. Shane Thorne, very dangerous on his day. Marcus Totham, I mentioned him last week about his work rate and being underrated, but a lot of these players were quiet for the Eagles. Mitchell Taylor, he was the shining light for those guys down in the back line, but Brodie Newman was reasonably well held. He's kind of the intercept mark king up here at the moment, but he had his work cut out for him. Clee was quiet, but they really just need to focus on their discipline and trying to, you know, get some momentum and you know, try and hold their nerve a bit better, because they're an extremely talented side on their day, and they're as good as anybody else, but there's a big gap between some of their worst football and their best.
Just quickly on to the form of the season. Southern Districts haven't beat Wanderers this season as well. So, I mean, going in, Wanderers have a lot of confidence. You know, they will forget about last week. They'll say, you know, we've got a couple in. Yep. We've got some personnel changed. We, you know, had some milestones maybe. You know, St Mary's having milestones, got the better of them. But you know, when you have beaten them every time you've met, that is such a huge confidence boost. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's going to be, I had that written down, Shan, so great segue. The mental test for Southern Districts, it's kind of their bogey side. They know that they can beat them, but they just haven't been able to get the wins on the board. So two pretty contrasting sides here. I had a look, a bit like yourself, Shan, out the back when they were warming up, and big Lee Williams and Patrick Gallo, two very big units, and very different to the Wanderers, Ruckman and Joe Bastian Priest and Daniel Fuller. So you would think that the bigs for Southern Districts are going to get their hands on the football first in there. And then they've got some reasonable midfielders, and when I say reasonable, they're not too bad. Brandon Rusker, Clinton Gallio. I like Dylan McLaughlin. He's just an accumulator, nothing flash about him, but gets the job done. Bo Swartz, Jake Lightning McQueen, I like the way that he goes about his footy. Dylan Barry's another one. So look, they've got plenty of firepower through their midfield. You would expect that their rucks would get on top. It'll be a question of whether they can match the run of the Wanderers ruckman around the ground. But yeah, look, for Southern Districts, maybe they can, you know, sort of, you know, break the curse, I guess, and get a win over Wanderers today, because I like the way they're set up. Like they've got a good balance of bigs and you know, some hard running players, but you know, the conditions it might be a bit slower, and I think that's probably going to suit the Southern District side, whereas Wanderers tend to be more of an outside, you know, fast moving football team.
Well, elimination finals, they're a way to get a focus, they're a way to have people certainly take attention of you, and I'm just watching Jonathan Ross for Southern Districts take a shot on goal out here on the half forward flank. blank. What has he done to his hair? Because we are not going to miss him on the field today. Number 3 for Southern Districts. He's gone the peroxide blonde almost out there, Jonathan Ross.
Mullet.
I don't know what you call that. The
skunk.
The skunk look.
There you go.
That's pretty interesting, I have to say. He's
I don't
already
know
a
if
good
that's
player.
official, boys, by the way. You both looked at me like, I know
What is that?
talking about.
Back to the serious for a moment, Brenton. Another really key in, you talk about good players for Southern Districts, you talk about leadership from a Wanderers perspective. Braden McLean did not play last week, and I thought that really hurt them. He's one of those guys who I think has grown into that leadership position beautifully for Wanderers. He took it on as well from a rep game perspective, and a real leader, and he is that now at this level of footy. I think he's really important coming into that Eagles team.
Absolutely. Other than kind of being that general sort of quarterback, across half-back, I think he really adds that calming influence and that sort of that steely kind of leadership.
Welcome
no matter how tough things get, we need to hold our nerve. And absolutely, Dominic, I think, not having him out on the ground last week, contributed to, I guess, part of the downfall of the Eagles. So absolutely great to see him back. And you did mention, his captaincy in that representative game, and just a terrific player, a terrific servant. I think a couple of hundred games in the NTFL. Great to see him leading the team, and I think they're going to need him out there tonight.
Yeah, indeed. This will be a challenge and a half, no question about it. And right in front of us at the moment, we've got Southern Districts doing their warm-ups, 2 shots at goal, some lane kicking towards the right of your dial, the airport end here at TIO Stadium, Marara. Wanderers doing exactly the same thing down towards the Michael Long Learning Centre end. Just fascinating the way that they're going to set up here this afternoon. Liam Patrick, we saw practically 1 out last week, Brenton, and he did well from a 1 out perspective. A number of shots at goal, really created opportunities. The fact that Darren Chillabeer is in this team, and you never know with Wanderers who they might also put down there to play forward, to have the 3 talls. Be really interested to see, but the fact that they'll have some help down there will really assist him.
They've got X factor right across the ground, and absolutely, I think you throw Chillabeer, that's just a completely different dynamic now. You got Patrick, who's mobile and can beat you on the lead, but he can have a jump at it. But then you got Chillabeer, who's just a big body. So and I'll talk about it. That X factor, they've got so many smalls that can go down there, and John Tipalura just looking at him, he can start to fire up a game. But they're small quicks, and Bo O'Connell is another one. He's a midfielder that can push forward. So if they can get it into Chillabeer and Patrick, and in the conditions today, get their smalls at their feet, they're going to be a very, very dangerous team.
Yep. Lloyd Johnston, another one who was missing last week. We talk about the number of players who were missing from last week, and this is why I think, as Shannon was talking about before, Wanderers will just write last week off. That was last week. That was the end of the season. We now start the new season. This is now the beginning of the finals. Here's our team. Look around the change room. This is a terrific unit that we're taking out onto the ground, and we take it up against an opposition that hasn't beaten us.
Absolutely, and I think that's all you can do after a week like last week is just try and put that at the back of the mind and try not to focus on it too much. Try and pick some positives out of it. But look, they'll be hurting because there are a few guys out there that had milestones. But I think in the scheme of things, those milestone players would rather be winning finals than winning milestones. So look, you can't. I don't think you can take too much out of last week's game. They are going to be a different team today, the Eagles.
Well, and you'd hope the Crocs as well, because we did that 2 weeks ago, and the top of the ladder side, Nightcliff, absolutely towed them up. Then we saw Wanderers being towed up by St Mary's. So we're expecting a tight game if you go and where they actually sit on the ladder and the quality of football that they've played to here. But this is going to be exciting. This is going to be fast and furious, and they'll want to get off to a good start because there's no rain falling at the moment. Very, very boggy underfoot. It's all chopped up the oval, but there is rain expected later on. So you want to be getting a couple of goals on the scoreboard to really defend that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Get a good start early. Potential that the rain might blow over or pick up a little bit later. So try and get get in front and try and hold your lead. But one of these teams won't be with us next week. So really looking forward to it. This is, do or die for either Southern Districts or Wanderers. So really looking forward to tonight.
Given the conditions, Brenton, the team lineups that we've been through, the style that each plays, who does it suit?
I'm going to go with Southern Districts. I just think that the heavy track will bring the speed of Wanderers back to Southern Districts. I think that's a little bit of a leveller. Wanderers kind of need clean possession. I think if they fumble, and too grab at the footy, they're going to be in trouble. Whereas I think Districts have kind of got a bigger, stronger, thicker set lineup that are going to be a bit tougher over the football. That's my, I guess, prediction, as I think that the conditions will suit Districts a bit better.
Yeah, interesting you say that. I'm interested in the fact that Dylan Barry is back into the Southern Districts team. I think that he brings exactly that. I'm really looking forward to see how Josiah Farah plays. To me, he's a player that this season in particular hasn't really reached the heights that he can. No better time to turn it on than now.
Absolutely, and that's exactly right. There's no tomorrow for some of these guys, so they'll leave it all out on the track tonight. And Josiah Farah, he's been around for a while, and you know, his brother, or all of his brothers, I think, played plenty of footy with Southern Districts. So, and look, he can play a role across half back. He can go through the middle. He can be a bit of a swing man up forward. So, absolutely, and a great leader for Districts as well.
And Thomas Motlop too. They're just running back into the back line, and just number 9, broke the record. He's now the most games ever played for Wanderers, and so that was a big milestone for him last week. Now he can just have that and build on it. So this is, again, another exciting night, and they'll be looking to continue. We'll get on to how many Motlops are in this side in a second.
Ball bounced. Through the middle of the ground comes that man now. Josiah Farah taps it away a little. Got it off to a teammate there in Schwarz. In fact, it was Ruskell. Thought he was held onto it without the footy. Ball flicks out again. Comes to Josiah Farah. First kick finally. Up into centre half forward. Punched away there from Newman as he tried to take a mark. Josiah Farah still down behind play. Ball comes out to Dylan Barry. Tries to break a tackle. His handball cut off by Bo O'Connell. Spills now to Smith. And the Southern Districts have got 2 players standing in the corridor 40 from goal. And Dylan Barry takes the mark, probably 47 metres away from goal, and he turns his back on his forwards and says, I'm going to take responsibility here. Wet and soggy conditions. Dylan Barry, a good player. The ball still light at the start of this match. Dylan Barry from slightly left of centre, plays on, kicks long, goes to the goal square, punched away by Lloyd Johnston. Coming through strongly, Jerome Motlop didn't take the footy with him. Spills, snap on goal comes there from Bo Schwarz, and he has kicked a minor score. So Southern Districts open their account with 1 point on the Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts.
Captain McLean saw no one was around, and he's just taken off for a run, kicked it down towards the commentary wing. Chest mark taken by Newman. He goes further down the commentary wing and finds Priest, the ruckman. He decides to go inboard. Number of Wanderers players around. Easy mark by Marcus Totham. Totham goes inside the forward 50, their first entry, and Shillabeer has taken an easy chest mark. Good delivery from Totham, and Shillabeer is going to line up directly in front. He's going to have to kick it 45 degrees. Does have the wind at his back. Just picks up a couple of blades of grass. Tosses the ball around. And Shillabeer back into the side this week. Hits it on the pane of 50. Has it very, very high. Has it going to the right. And both now pick up a point. Had it too high, brought some snow with it, and now it is 1-1, and we have gone 2 minutes in the opening term.
Michael Bowden bringing the footy into play for the Crocodiles. High flyer for the Eagles was Fuller. Ball comes down through Southern Districts, cut off by Simon Bates. Gets it out to Jerome Motlop. Handball off to Fijo. Fijo on the right boot, looking for Shillabeer. Goes to Michael Bowden, close to the boundary. Deliberate little fumble by Bowden. Takes it over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. 40 around right forward pocket for the Eagles, putting on early pressure here. Players coming into position to take this boundary throw-in. Ruck contest, Shillabeer up against Zybel. Fuller, little handball off to Thomas Motlop. Snap on goal is seen through for a minor score again by Michael Bowden. 2 points to Wanderers, 1 point to Southern Districts on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Kick straight with a free 5-minute safety check. And
Bowden goes for a run as well. He kicks it to the outer wing. Ganley takes a mark. He goes long down the outer wing. And another good chest mark from McQueen. McQueen turns around quickly, looks down, trying to find Gallo. In front, spoiling it was Priest for Wanderers. Districts have it back. Ball down now on the ground. No one's able to pick it up clearly. Umpire's saying play on. There's 5 players around the ball. The umpire's going to have to say this is mine. And on the bottom of that is Wanderers Fuller, the last to get up. And the umpire is going to toss it up 70 metres from the Southern District's goal. Opted to throw it up around the field everywhere, even in the middle. Doesn't go far. Umpire saying play on. There's a lot of congestion around the ball as it moves inside the forward 50 for the Crocs. That was kicked by Smith. Scrappy play, comes back out. Smith overran it. Gets a handball, goes through a number of players. There's a lot of water coming up off the ground here. We've had a lot of rain. And the umpire said play on. Slung around was Gallo. Ball still just outside the forward 50 for Southern Districts. And now it's the Wanderers' defence. They're going to kick a clearing kick. Trying to get it is Priest for Wanderers, but it's going to beat him over the boundary line on the outer wing. It'll be tossed in halfway. And Brenton, it's already showing signs of very, very slippery conditions. You can see the water coming up from their feet, but no handballs are hitting the marks, are they?
But interesting tussle a couple of minutes ago. That coast-to-coast McLean, Newman, Priest tied them. The way that Wanderers moved that football so quickly, it'll be interesting to see whether they can maintain that with those conditions, Shane.
And we'll just say, hopefully that slipped out of the umpire's hand. He tossed it in and it went 15 metres to his right, and that was definitely not in favour of the wind.
No, and nor of the ruckman. Gallo up against Sebastian Priest. That does favour the more mobile Sebastian Priest. Goes in and gets the footy, flicks out a handball, cut off by Southern Districts here on centre wing, and the ball all wrapped up again, and the umpire says, I will have it. Coming up from that was Jake McQueen. Didn't really like the attention he was given. The umpire ignores all of that and says, I'm just going to toss it straight up. Gallo wins that one straight down. Districts come away with it momentarily. Quick kick now, up inside 50. Newman bull-chested at it, couldn't take the ball cleanly. Districts have it now. Ruskar run down, and dropping the ball is the call. In fact, a player there, both Schwarz for Southern Districts, so holding the footy or dropping the footy is the call. Wanderers to take the free kick. McLean in the left-back pocket. Now called to play on. Little chip, it's a good one, goes to Fijo, dropped the footy. Pressured by Bousted. Kick away to Gallo. Again cut off by McLean, close to the boundary line. And where the arc of 50 meets the boundary, that's where the boundary throw-in will take place. 5.5 minutes, in fact 6 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Wanderers 2 behind, Southern Districts 1 behind. You're an SEN Top End footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au.
Looking forward to that matchup, McLean and Schwarz. Ball tossed in right on the paint of 50. Going up is Gallo, misses them all in the end. Quick hurry kick in for the Crocs, leading out and taking it out in front. Might have been a free kick there, but not given to Williams. Ball down on the ground. The umpire's now picked out a high. Probably could have given one against Brenton Motlop against Williams a little earlier, but he's picked out something else to Driscoll. Driscoll decides to play on directly in front, runs around his man on the mark, and Driscoll has kicked the first for the afternoon. And Southern Districts, after a tight tussle, are the first on the board for a major, and it's Southern Districts 1-1-7 leading Wanderers 2 behind. 7 minutes gone, opening term.
Yeah, just clever play there. Just staying alert, the Southern Districts players. Did realise that he wasn't within range. Driscoll got a little handball around the back, was able to run around the mark and put it through. I think that the big win in that is that Brody Newman's playing on Fraser Driscoll. So I think if Fraser Driscoll can get on the scoreboard and really try and make Newman a bit more accountable, that's going to be a win for the Crocs.
Well said. Up in the middle now, John Tipalora lining up in ruck there against Kaya Jones for Southern Districts. The ball pushed forward in the Eagles' favour here. It's at centre half forward. Coming through strongly was Gallio, put in a good shepherd. Tipalora again, the little soccer off the ground. Motlop did the same. That's Thomas. Spillage at centre half back. Nice little handball on the up from Smith. Found a teammate and a kick out wide. Looks for the captain in Dean Staunton. He finds that on the run at right half back. Good mark taken. So Dean Staunton now called to play on, and
50.
In fact there's going to be an infringement for, might have been running within that restricted zone, and John Tipalora, so Dean Staunton running into position. No one really on the mark. Bo O'Connell, the closest person. Now he is on the mark. Staunton with the chip over the top of a teammate. In fact, it's gone straight to Driscoll. So Driscoll runs inside 50, 45 metres out, has the shot on goal, and that was closer than what I thought it was going to be. In the end, a minor score, but Fraser Driscoll, I think, playing that defensive forward on Brody Newman, but 2 shots at goal already. And on that tyre power scoreboard, 1-2-8 Southern Districts to Wanderers, 2 behinds, kicking goals with 25% off Falcon tyres. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au this afternoon. Here with Dominic McCormack, Brenton Toy and Shannon Byrne.
Taylor gets the kick-in duties after Brenton Motlop went for a bit of a walk to fetch the footy. Brenton Taylor, booming kick, goes straight through the hands of Newman. Slippery ball out there, getting it at the back and just arching it. His back was McQueen. McQueen handballed it off to Driscoll, who scored a goal earlier. Inside 50 for the Crocs, and great running through was Johnston, picked up cleanly. It was a wayward handball. Coming out of it, trying to get through the pack is Smith. Ganley, though, gets it onto the boot for the Crocs, and it goes to Taylor. And Taylor's not happy after being hit after disposing of the ball. He's having a bit of a tussle with Barry, and he's given away a free kick. I was about to say he'll have to be careful here because he's only 10 metres out from the goal line that he's defending, and he has given away a free kick, so he'll be highly disappointed, Taylor. Wasn't happy with the way Barry hit him after kicking it, but didn't play to the umpire's whistle. Turned around, retaliated, and now we're going to see Barry. Slightest of angle to the left. Taylor standing on the mark with his hands on his hip. Now trying to get a windmill, and Barry just walks through and slots it over 10 metres out, and Barry lets Taylor know as well. So Southern Districts edge away here in the opening term in this elimination final. Crocs 2-2-14 leading the Eagles 2 behind as a number of players come in and try and separate Barry and Taylor. 10 minutes gone, and it's a 12-point lead to the Crocs.
It cost them last week, and it's cost them a goal right there and then. Just ill-discipline. The ball was down the ground, didn't need to bring it back down there, and it absolutely resulted in a goal. Look, Southern Districts, they're working okay, but they're slow across half-back. Then that's the contrasting style. When Wanderers get it, they're just pulling the trigger and they're going forward really quickly. The Crocs are tending to sort of break down across midfield coming out of the defensive half.
Kai Jones up against John Chipolora. The ball one forward for Southern Districts. Luke Smith trying to lay a tackle there, and he does successfully. Ball kicked out wide by Tassone. Districts pick up. Schwarz missed it. Thomas Motlop soccering off the ground. That's a beauty. Up towards Schillerbeer. He falls over. That's a cardinal sin in these conditions. Zybal gets the footy up towards McLaughlin. Good handball from him. And Southern Districts sweep it out now to Schwarz, off to Smith. Already an influence in this game is Luke Smith. Kick up towards Jonathan Ross. Mitchell Taylor got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Lloyd Johnston overran it. Jonathan Ross over the footy, trying to get it to Dylan Barry, and he does. Mitchell Taylor goes the charge on Dylan Barry.
Again.
And then again now, undisciplined play and a free kick to Jonathan Ross. Just at centre wing here, Mitchell Taylor, the man standing on the mark, pleading his case, but it's simple, Brenton. He's got to be more disciplined.
Absolutely. You could just see that was just frustration getting the better of him.
Jonathan Ross now kicking long down the line. His target was Driscoll, but that is a good mark. Matthew Motlop at right half-back saves the day for Wanderers.
He goes, and it's been hit on the mark, so bad kick there from Motlop. Johnson tried to pick it up for Wanderers. Number of players in there, and he's being tackled hard. Getting in there and picking it up for Wanderers was Tassone. He gets it on the boot over the head of Thomas Motlop. He's got 3 Crocs players around him, unable to get a handball away. Ball down on the ground. Ball just drizzling forward towards Wanderers, and there is going to have to be a ball up here as 5 players stacks on, and there's a lot of feeling out there. But they need to get a runner out there to Taylor to tell him to stop having feelings, because he has got too many 13 minutes into this match. Going up high was Priest. He went over Gallo, who didn't get off the ground. One forward by the Eagles. Schillerbeer worked off the ball, picked up by Southern Districts. And there is no Wanderers player running. Ball goes down. Chest mark not taken by Gallio. Crocs everywhere, though. They've got it at man's at the moment. Driscoll tried to pick it up. Hurried kick forward by Farah. Inside the forward 50 again for the Crocs. Number of players sliding everywhere. Very, very slippery conditions out here. 60 metres away from goal. And the umpire is going to get a free kick as a melee just starts. He's called a high. And getting in there, a number of players aren't happy with Gallio. So the kick going against him. But they're going to have to calm down. This is an elimination final. Winner goes through, Brenton, and they play next week.
Fuller with the long kick down the line, punched away by Gallo, did really well in that contest and put it out over the boundary line for the Crocodiles. They just go back to neutral again. Right on centre wing here, Morris Rioli, grandstand side of the ground. Gallo now to set up against Sebastian Priest for the Eagles. Priest over the back, won it forward. Schwarz over the footy. That's just a really undisciplined tackle there, laid by Daniel Clee for the Eagles. That was worse than clumsy. Taken by Beau Schwarz. Kicks over the man on the mark. Long down the line, out to Gallio. Takes a good mark in front of Mitchell Taylor. In front of Lloyd Johnston, in fact, his look-alike. Gallio now kicks into space, going towards Lee Williams in the forward pocket. And Lee Williams just runs the ball over the boundary line. Clearly didn't have a left foot, was shaping for a moment there, Brenton, didn't get it out.
No.
Boundary throw in, 45 metres around, left forward pocket, favouring the Crocodiles.
Not a bad result.
Priest and Gallo just very slow to get in position. No body on body at the moment. Gallo gets it first, wraps it down to Ross with the new hairstyle, if you don't mind, trying to pick it up for Driscoll. Driscoll, the only scorer. Ball down on the ground, cleared out for Wanderers. Thorne was running through the middle of the ground, couldn't take a mark. Now the ball is just dribbling forward, back into the Crocs forward line. Heavy tackling going on, 10 players around the ball. No one's able to get it out cleanly. Trying to pick it up was McQueen. And that is going to have to be a free kick, as Gallo was tackled well and he's dropped the ball inside the defensive 50, and Wanderers are away on the outer side.
Well, it will be if Lloyd Johnston can pick up the footy, and he does. He received it from Keenan Smith-Thompson. Has a bounce, if you don't mind. Another one on centre wing. Manages to bring the ball back to himself. Will he have a third? No, he won't. Runs the right half forward. Long kick. Missed the target completely. Cut off by Zeibel. And Zeibel just strolls through a tackle that was attempted to be laid by Liam Patrick and finds a teammate in between right back pocket and right half back. Exciting play by Lloyd Johnston, but the kick just not good enough in these circumstances. Long kick down the line. And the mark taken by Fraser Driscoll, having a good game. Now he's picked out Josiah Farah standing by himself at centre half forward. Normally a good left foot kick. Spears one in towards Dylan Barry. Doesn't take the mark. Pushed to ground, picked up by Ross. Ross goes to a teammate in Jake McQueen. Steps around an opponent, goes long on the right boot and goes through for a goal. The player down there, Fuller, I think he thought the ball was going to bounce through for a behind. It pitched in the goal square and it's pitched through for a goal. Well, that was a defensive brain fade there by Fuller, and Southern Districts, 3 goals now they have on the board, 3-2-20, leading Wanderers, 2 behinds. We've gone 16 minutes, and that score from Tyre Power. Best Buys on big brand sale now on.
Some exciting football. Just that run from Lloyd Johnston from the back line forward. I think that extra bounce might have just sort of offset his forwards, but the rebound from the Crocs there. And you mentioned Fuller there, just had his back to the kick, and I think he thought it was going over his head through the goals, but it just sort of stopped and had a little bounce in the goal square, and he could have got a hand on it, but didn't.
Tossed up back in the middle. Priest wins it down. Gallo's not doing too much at the moment in the middle for Southern Districts. Ball down on the ground, and as I say that, he picks the crumbs out as it's spilled out. Gallo just got a boot forward. Going forward again now at the Crocs. It goes through 3 players. Nice little kick off the ground from Smith. Very, very clever. Saw a Wanderers defender coming at him. They're 40 metres away from goal. Wanderers desperately trying to get out of trouble. Picked up now by a man in Rusker, who's got a very clean jumper. They've got white on their jumpers, so you know how they're going to end this game. It's hurriedly kicked out to the commentary wing, picked up for Wanderers though. There's a foot race on at the moment. Getting there fast is Bates. Bates kicked it forward to Schillerbeer. Schillerbeer wheels around on the right, goes into the right forward pocket, looking for Patrick, and Patrick is bumped out of the way defensively for Bowden, and the ball's going to be tossed in 30 metres around from the right post. Ugly entrance, but it's their 3rd for the afternoon.
There's an intriguing little race there between Bates and Staunton. I think in their day, they would have been terrific, but sort of in the latter stages of their career now, but both terrific servants.
Boundary throw in as a shallow one. Liam Patrick gets in front of Zeibel, taps the ball forward, Bowstead over the footy for the Crocodiles, dives on it. The umpire says, I will have it. The ball up again, about 25 metres out now from the Eagles' goal. Southern Districts coming in numbers. Most players forward of centre, only 4 that aren't. Ball tossed high. Patrick goes again, beaten by Kaya Jones on this occasion. Districts take the ball and run it towards the boundary, and the umpire's going to call a hold on the footy. Tackle laid. Wow, what a call that was. So Wanderers to take the footy here. Joel Cabillo, the Southern Districts player, strolled towards the boundary line with a player hanging off him, and that was Joel Cabillo, and he was pinged for not making an attempt. So Cabillo now deep in the right forward pocket, comes around to go with the snap on the right boot. It's good looking, hits the post. Halfway up, so another minor score for the Eagles. They move on to 3 behinds at the 19-minute mark. Southern Districts 3-2-20 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Kick straight with a free 5-minute safety check. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Shannon Byrne with you.
Taylor has come off for Wanderers, gone straight down the race, so hopefully that's nothing too major. As the left footer Bowden kicks out, and he's kicked out of bounds on the full. So Cardinal Sin there trying to come out of defence, and it's going to allow Patrick just kick it back inside. Ugly kick into the left forward pocket. Trying to pick it up is Wanderers. No one can get it out clearly. They're under pressure at the moment. Johnson for the Crocs. He gets a handball off to Farah. Farah, the left foot. Number of left footers out here this afternoon. Beautiful kick from Farah right out in front of Smith, who has a paddock, but he decides to bounce it, and he doesn't bounce it well because this is a very wet oval, and he has been run down by Johnston from Eagles. Might have got a bit of head contact, but that was a bad option for Smith to try and bounce it on this very, very wet footy oval here in the top end after yesterday. We were on cyclone watch.
Ball kicked from Newman out to Bo O'Connell. Haven't really seen enough of him from a Wanderers perspective, and that kick is dangerous. Doesn't find his teammate in Fuller. Ball spills to Driscoll. Goes to Luke Smith. Kick on goal. Lee Williams Shepherds. Play on is called. It's gone through for the goal. Well played, Southern Districts. They've kicked their 4th, and it's 4-2. 26 to the Eagles. 3 behinds, 20 and a half minutes gone. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Yeah, just Bo O'Connell there, got his hands on the football, came back in board, looked a bit like a player that hadn't played for a few weeks. Just an unusual decision. The execution wasn't quite there. Come in board, was outnumbered 2-1. They didn't win possession, and just great work by Lee Williams on the goal line there, just to hold Brenton Motlop out. Just great body work and let the ball just skim over the top and bounce through for a goal. So goal from a turnover.
Ball tossed up in the middle. Change of ruckman. Going up was Tipalura. He went up against Jones. Ball goes forward in favour of the Crocs. Umpire's going to pick out a free hold against Wanderers, and Tottenham's going to take the mark. Centre wing on the commentary side. Hope you're enjoying this elimination final. Shannon Bird, Dominic McCormack, and our expert Brenton Toy. Tottenham kicked it down to Shillabir at half forward, and he was being held as well. So Wanderers now getting a couple of kicks. Ill discipline from the Crocs. Shillabir, 60 metres from home, just chips it in, looking for Thomas Motlop. Dropped a chest mark he should have taken at this level. Ball down on the ground, trying to pick it up defensively is Maney. He tries to get a handball away, and the Wanderers players are saying that was incorrect disposal. The umpire agrees with him, says it was a throw. And now, Wanderers, they're going to have an opportunity here to have a shot on goal. They haven't had one for a very long time, as the 23-minute mark ticks over here in the opening term, and Thompson is going to line up for Wanderers to try and get their first goal of the afternoon. They'll trail by 23 points. To say they need this is an understatement. Directly in front, he's kicked it. He was leaning to the left the whole way. Didn't look confident off the boot, but it snuck in. And they pick up their first goal for the afternoon, and a number of players run to him because that is important. We're only moments away from the siren. They move to 9 points, Wanderers. They trail Southern Districts, who are on 26, and there's 23 minutes gone in this first quarter of the elimination final.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for the Southern Districts player. Ball just popped out. They were probably better off just holding on to it, as opposed to we're going to see a free kick out of the centre square here going to the Crocs. But Thompson, that kick, his approach on goal and the execution wasn't... yeah, not a lot of confidence.
He nearly did a cartwheel. He was trying to bend it back so much.
Now, interesting to see what's going on here in the middle. There will be no ruck contest, but as you said, Brenton, free kick goes to Kaya Jones for Southern Districts. Took the umpire's I thought they'd already sorted that out, and then it took them quite a while to hand the ball over. Long kick down to centre half forward. Dylan Barry, I thought, gave Fuller a push out. Ball spills. Handball out wide, goes to Ganley. Little chip from him up towards Smith. Siren sounds for quarter time as Southern Districts were yet again going inside, attacking 50. Scoreboard here, Southern Districts 4-2. 26 leading Wanderers 139 in the elimination final. You're on SEN Top End Footy. Plenty more to come in the elimination final after this break.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand. Or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Of the final series, the current score, Southern Districts, they are sitting on 26 points in the lead, and the Wanderers on 9 points. as the second quarter is about to get underway here at TIO Stadium.
Bailey's making a difference. Let's wait and see. There's a few players putting their hands up already. Luke Smith, one of them, although trying to take a bounce on the centre wing in muddy conditions, not the greatest. Good game here in front of us. Southern District's in control. 4-2-26 to Wanderers 1-3-9. Let's see how this second quarter does indeed shape up. Patrick Gallo taking his place in the ruck to begin the second quarter, lining up against his matchup, so it seems, Sebastian Priest. Conditions quite cool. Siren sounds to get us underway. The umpire will toss the ball straight up in the air. Priest goes high, gets a hand to it, did really well. Bo O'Connell strongly through, got the soccer away. So too Joel Cabillo. Socked it forward. Bo O'Connell after it again, and a free kick given for a hold. And that will go to Southern District's Luke Delahaye. Shane Thorne holding him as he charged into the contest. And he's gotten up looking a little bit worse for wear, Luke Delahaye. There's a bit of mud out and about. Got ball in hand. Now plays on, kicks out towards centre wing. Target down there, Gallo, crashes the pack, ball spills, comes out to Driscoll, gives it to Gallo, got the handball away to McQueen. McQueen taken high, not called. The umpire says holding the footy, dropping the footy. And the free kick will go to Joel Cabillo, and McQueen remonstrated against Jerome Motlop. I understand why he was doing it, but he shouldn't have done it. And then McQueen got in the way, which Jerome Motlop milked that perfectly. Got in the way, yields himself a 100-metre penalty. Very, very smart play from Jerome Motlop. He is marched all the way down. That is one of the longest 50s I've seen in some time. He's marched all the way down to the goal square. Will have a very important shot on goal. Kicks the goal, and he's very, very happy about that indeed, Jerome Motlop. Smart play. Wanderers on the board early. They move to 2-3-15 to Southern District's 4-2-26. Only a minute and a half gone. And that scoreboard, thanks to Muzbars, great coffee on the go.
It was a very smart play there by Jerome Motlop. Very silly by McQueen of Southern Districts. The free kick was there. He pushed Motlop. They had won the first 50. And you wonder if that was something that the Eagles learnt last week from the 50s they were giving away themselves, that they realised that is a rule, and they exposed it.
They had quite a bit of practice last week.
Absolutely.
Joel Morrison just checking behind him, the umpire. Ball being tossed up. Gallo gets a hand to it. Running through was Farah. Kicked off the ground for the Crocs inside forward 50, and McLean, the captain for the Eagles, takes a very, very important mark. And now another 50 for Wanderers.
Wow, 3 50s within the first 2 minutes of the second quarter.
So McLean's going to come down to the middle of the park after the player on the mark didn't get back. Going inside the forward 50, Thomas Motlop tried to get it. Ball slips out from him, hooked around from Shane Thorne. And Thorne on his left should have done better than that. And he has kicked it in front of goals, but he's kicked it 20 metres to the right, and the ball is going to be tossed in, still in favour of the Eagles. It's the Wanderers side, though, trailing by 11 points, in the good position for the Eagles.
Right forward pocket, good boundary throw in. Shillabeer in the ruck contest against Siebel. Neither can really win it away clearly. Jerome Motlop, good soccer off the ground, gets it into the corridor. Joel Cabillo runs hard at the footy, couldn't pick it up. Liam Patrick does the same. He's tossed off the footy. Joel Cabillo in there again, taken high. Not called. In fact, now it is called.
Non-controlling umpire. John Morrison's picked that one up. Good call.
Good call indeed. I think that was absolutely there. Well called by Joel Morrison. So Joel Cabillo, handballs off immediately, goes to Thomas Motlop. High up and under. The big men are there. Shillabeer, good contest with Siebel. Siebel got a hand to it. Shillabeer taken down, ball in hand. The umpire says play on. And he calls it to himself after the tackle's laid. Players stacked on there in the right forward pocket. The umpire will take it and ball it up. 3.5 minutes gone. Wanderers in attack.
Shillabeer gets front position. Now comes down to, and a quick snap out and just going to the right from Fijo. So they pick up another point, though, Wanderers, and they trail only by 10 points here. 5 minutes gone in this second term of the elimination final. Winner through, loser is out for the season.
Good mark there by Cabillo. Got it off to Shane Thorne. Thorne away to a teammate and O'Connell. Snap into the pocket. Mark taken by Thomas Motlop. Well, he's had a few cracks at it, and that was a good mark. And Liam Patrick comes to him, and Brenton, in a very demonstrative way, tells him just to settle down and go back and have a shot. So left forward pocket, Thomas Motlop, he's 25 from goal. And he's just shaping up in the Stevie J fashion. 4.5 minutes gone, takes 2 steps, snaps on goal and snaps to the near side. Minor score 2-5, 17 Wanderers. Southern Districts 4-2, 26 thanks to Muzz Buzz on Osgood Drive. Great coffee on the go. We're 4.5 minutes into this quarter and it's tightening up.
Bowden with the kick-in duties. No one in front of him as he kicks it in. He goes straight down the middle and he goes straight to Totham for Wanderers, who's turned it over and quickly kicked back inside to Shillabeer. Shillabeer turns around and he should have gone back and had a shot on goal. Now at the top of the square, no one can pick it up cleanly. It's the Crocs defence that do, but Shillabeer wasted an opportunity there. Comes outside the defensive 50 for the Crocs. Number of chain of handballs, including Rusker. Wanderers now pick it up off the ground. Blind handball. Smith for the Crocs is over it. They're at centre half forward for the Crocs. A lot of players just throwing their hands up, looking for a free kick. Trying to pick it up now is Zebul, the defender for the Crocs. Ball still outside the defensive 50. Trying to pick it up is Fijo for Wanderers. He knocks it back. 70 metres from goal. Ball trickles just inside. Coming through is Totham. Totham on the run for Wanderers. Has a shot on goal. And Totham, out of nothing, has kicked the goal. And brilliant work from Totham. He was on the run. Got a handball and from 45 metres directly in front. Low trajectory was the kick and he's kicked it straight. Celebrates with high fives and sprints from the field. And Wanderers, they've kicked 2 goals in this first 6 minutes and they are back in it now. Only 3 points separate these two teams and there is 7 minutes gone in the elimination final.
It's like there's 2 different teams out there. It's like they went in a quarter time and swapped jumpers, these teams, because the way that Wanderers have come out in the second quarter is just incredible, and the lack of discipline shown by the Crocs is absolutely costing them.
Ball back in the middle. Sebastian Priest up high, beats the bigger man in Gallo for it. Farah over the ball, did really well. Got the ball out of the centre, kick forward, looks for McQueen, overran the ball slightly, went back in and got it, did beautifully. Got a kick away to a teammate at centre half forward in Smith. Smith sees a little bit of space open up, bombs long for goal, and he was pushed in the back after kicking, and the umpire said there's going to be a free downfield.
No, I think this is the one where if it's gone through, he can choose to take the point or bring it back to where he kicked it from.
So I thought it was going to be a downfield call, but Brenton, you're absolutely spot on. They're going to bring it back to 48 metres from goal. Luke Smith with ball to be returned to him. He's asking as well, why isn't it downfield?
Yeah, because it covered, it cleared the goal line on the full and went through for a point.
So Luke Smith, Lloyd Johnston is on the mark. Luke Smith right of centre, kicking to the airport end, which is to the right of your dial. Luke Smith with the number 1 will kick from the paint of 50. Just needs this to steady things for Southern Districts. He's hooked it to the left. Jonathan Ross, can he hang on to it? No, he can't. He had 3 cracks at it. Gallio over the foot. He pushed it out of bounds. And the Wanderers players calling for deliberate, but will be a boundary throw in 20 metres to the left of the Southern Districts goal face. 8 minutes gone in this second quarter. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Dominic McCormack, Brenton Toy and Shannon Byrne with you.
Fuller goes up in the ruck. Smith went up. A much smaller body for the Crocs as there was no one else who nominated, and Smith's going to get another free kick out of this ruck infringement. So Smith is going back. He's wiping his hands on the ground. Very, very slippery conditions out there. Now goes down to do up his right shoe. So Smith is going to have an opportunity here just to settle things for Crocs, looking for their first goal in the second term. 9 minutes gone. Crocs lead by 3. Smith hits it. 45. Very low off the boot and straight into the breadbasket of Taylor, who was the last line of defence for the Eagles, and they get out of trouble.
Oh, Tipalora's gone the fly. What a mark. Has he paid it? He's paid it. What a mark.
That's
from
in the spirit of the game, Shane.
That is fantastic. The kick in was a low drop punt. John Tipalora rose high and took it. A little bit of doubt perhaps, but the umpire's called it. That's all that matters. Wanderers still with ball in hand here. They're stuck at half back. McLean, a good kick up towards Thorne. Good to see him taking a good mark. Played on. Kick was poor up to centre wing. Cut off by McQueen. His kick smothered. Tottenham with the footy, trying to get it out to that man Tipalora at centre wing. Stacks on, ball pushed out again. The umpire letting this go in slippery conditions, and now he's called a push, and the free kick will go to Fijo at centre wing.
Fijo looks up. There's only Shillabeer inside the forward 50. Players flood back. Shillabeer gets it on the second bounce, and the free kick was going to go to Shillabeer anyway. Umpire said that he was hit high as he went for the mark. So Shillabeer hasn't kicked one this afternoon. Back in the side for Wanderers. Tall forward for the Eagles. Directly in front. They trail by 3. Shillabeer kicks it high, kicks it long, and celebrates before it even goes over the umpire's hat. And Shillabeer kicks his first for the night. More importantly, it's Wanderers' 4th, and they take the lead for the first time in this match. And Wanderers have kicked 3-0 over the Crocs in this second quarter. They lead by 3 points, 11 minutes gone. Hope you're enjoying this elimination final on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au.
Yeah, the Crocs had their chances to score but didn't capitalise, and just really exciting. That John Tipalura mark, maybe that's something that might just spark the Eagles, but they've come out, you know, with a bit of intent in this second quarter, and like you said, they've hit the front, so great work by the Eagles and great way to respond, I think, the Wanderers coaching staff as well.
Interesting coaching move too, having Tipalora in the ruck. It's really bringing him into the game. Leaps high here, gets a kick away as well from the centre of the ground. Tottenham receives a handball, now caught in a tackle. Goes back and has a crack again. And speaking of having a crack, John Tipalora, the soccer off the ground, was kicking in danger. So the free kick to McQueen here for Southern Districts. Chips out wide, looking for McLaughlin. The kick was poor, missed the target, kicked off the ground by Cabillo, went to Shillabeer, caught in the tackle, dropping the ball. Always in the game is Ethan Maney. Well done. He just tracked Shillabeer down and nailed him at right half back. Now looks to kick out wide. Shillabeer didn't move off the mark as he was told to. And so now there is a 50-metre penalty. So Maney marched down the ground. He'll go to half forward. No, he has to bring this back here. The umpire says, here's where the mark is. You need to kick over that mark.
They were very lucky there, the Crocs, because Michael Bowden had taken off from the back line and was almost up on the wing, trying to, you know, get a switch kick. Left Liam Patrick there. If Shillabeer would just be able to get onto his boot, Patrick was in a paddock.
Maney puts it up to the top of the square. Number of players fly. No one's able to pick it up cleanly. McLean does for Wanderers. He gets it off to Thomas Motlop, who just taps it away out of danger. Ball trickles outside the Crocs 50. Now it's kicked back in. Trying to pick it up is Barry, who kicked a goal in the first quarter. Ball down on the ground. No one can pick it up cleanly. This is fast, ferocious stuff. Ross gets it up out of the ground, kicks it up to centre, to full forward, and underneath that is Williams, and he has been double marked right on the goal line, and he is unable to get it cleanly, and the ball goes through for a point for the Crocs. So they move to 27. They still trail by 2 points after leading the majority of this game. 13 minutes gone. It's Wanderers by 2 points in the second quarter.
McLean had already brought the ball back into play, called to do it again, not really sure why, with the speed at which you are permitted to bring the footy back into play these days. Braden McLean finds Lloyd Johnston deep in the left back pocket, long kick now down centre wing, touch on it there from Barry it might have been, and the ball trickles out of bounds. In fact, that player was Jack Ganley. Ball out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Right in front of our commentary position here at centre wing. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. 13 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter. 29 plays 27. Eagles in the lead. Can you believe it? On the Muzbuzz scoreboard, Gallio gets the footy from the ruck contest, delivered it out there to Maney. Maney got it away there to a teammate in Kaya Jones. Jerome Motlop over the football, stolen away there by a teammate in Josiah Farah for Southern Districts. And the umpires have called that as deliberate. It went out of bounds. Brenton, no way that was deliberate. No. Came off the side of his boot,
under
unintentional.
pressure, in the conditions, just threw it on there.
Slippery ball. That's a very, very ordinary free kick in these conditions.
Free kick nonetheless. Taylor just chips it over to Totham. Totham's defensive side of the commentary wing. Just putting his hand up and asking players to come forward. He kicked it down the line. Gallo, the big man, the ruckman for the Crocs, dropped a mark he should have taken. Kicked off the ground from Bowden. Now in the middle of the park, trying to get it on all fours is the Eagles. McLean picks it up. He chips it inside. Looking for Newman. Newman's hit after he disposed of it. Gets it out to the outer wing. Taylor picks it up high up and under. 4 Wanderers players, except it's the Crocs that are able to pick it up. Ball up in the air. Getting it out of trouble is Rusker. Rusker's 70 metres from goal. Goes up to Williams again. Oh, and a beautiful defensive mark from Johnston. And he just leapt over the back of Williams. And he's standing up tall this quarter, the defensive player for the Eagles, and he decides to go in the outer wing.
And he does, finds Clee, handballs off to Taylor. Taylor's kick was poor, finds Bowden. Bowden kicks inboard, looking for the run there of Ganley. Ethan Maney all by himself at centre wing. He goes shorter than that and finds Gallio. Gallio in the middle of the ground, gets on his bike, kicks long now down the corridor. Looking down there for Smith, off hands of Schwarz, in fact. Now the ball comes to Smith, and he was taken high. That was just clumsy by Brenton Motlop. Just went too high, too hard, and hit Luke Smith. And Luke Smith, another opportunity here. He's kicked 1 goal in the second quarter, but he's had about 2 shots, if not 3.
Yep.
And already
he's gonna kick
a 50-metre penalty. He's going to kick his second for sure. And that was Fuller, who went within the protected zone, didn't he?
Yeah, just lack of concentration again. But it was smart by the Crocs player. I think it might have been Dylan Barry who ran around the back of Smith to get a handball. But he'd gone through the protected area and was on the other side. And Fuller just decided to go and chase him, which was silly. And that's 2 lapses in concentration from Fuller today. That's cost him goals.
And Luke Smith's gone to the goal square, kicked the goal. Well done to him. He's got 2 now, 1 in the first and 1 in the second quarter. So at the 16.5-minute mark here at TIO Stadium, elimination final between Southern Districts and Wanderers. Wanderers finished in 4th spot. And at the 16.5-minute mark, it is Southern Districts 5-3-33, leading Wanderers 4-5-29 on the Muzz scoreboard. Great coffee on the go.
Yeah, that's tough, I guess, for the Eagles, because they've worked so hard in this, first 10-15 minutes of the quarter, and to have an easy goal like that kicked against you really takes the wind out of the sails.
Ball tossed up, Gallo wins it down, taps it straight to Farah, but he's wrapped up well by Clee. Gallo's trying to pick it up off the ground. They can't. Ball spills out, socket forward by Staunton, trying to get it for Smith. He overruns it, goes back again and gets it, gets a blind handball out, and it's going to be Wanderers that are going to pick it up, and there's a beautiful tackle from behind. He didn't even see it coming, and the Crocs are going to get a free kick directly in front, going up to centre half forward, looking for Ross. Getting it out of danger, though, is Brenton Motlop. He just kicks it as far as he can. Taking it well is Cabillo. He's in the right half-back position. Goes down the outer wing. Was looking for the lead of Shillabeer. He's overrun it. Picking it up is Clee for the Eagles. They're away now if they can pick it up cleanly. Priest trying to get it off the ground. He's missed the soccer opportunity off the ground. Picked up for the Crocs by Schwarz. Schwarz goes down the outer wing and he finds Farah, who points to the mark, and he just wants to hold it up. Right decision. Allows his players to flood back as it's a turnover.
Farah with the long kick. Poor kick. I think it came off the side of his boot. His target was Driscoll. Came off the side of the boot and instead went to Motlop. Motlop, a little bit of an up and under there. Bit fortuitous. Finds Bo O'Connell on the chest. His kick is beautiful. Finds Lloyd Johnston. Flowing footy here from the Eagles. Finds Thomas Motlop. Can he find Liam Patrick? Leaps high. Got 2 hands to it. Couldn't take the mark. Picks it up nicely. Gets it off to Thomas Motlop. Couldn't handle. Dylan Barry comes in well. Calmly gets the footy away, looking for Brandon Rusker. Goes the dive when he didn't need to. Ball spills through, goes to Johnston. Johnston handballs on the up and finds Thomas Motlop. And the boundary umpire says the ball was out of bounds. So there'll be a boundary throw in here at half back for Southern Districts. Wanderers in attack. It's at their half forward position. Can they make something of this? 19 minutes gone, 33 plays 29 on the Muzz scoreboard. great coffee on the go.
A lot of tired players out here. Very, very wet underfoot. Their shoes would be feeling like concrete now. Ball one down by the Crocs in Gallo. Kick forward. Looking for Ross. He was well manhandled by Taylor. Smith picks it up, gets out of traffic, goes to Ross. He's dispossessed again. Ball down on the ground. Taylor jumps on it for the Eagles. They're inside the Crocs 50. Taylor goes again. He's down on all fours. He just bats it off the ground only as far as Gallio. Gallio looks up, goes into the right forward pocket looking for Williams. It beats him and it beats McLean. And the umpire's going to toss it in 5 metres around from the right post in favour of the Crocs. Desperate stuff here.
Yeah, just great to see Braden McLean back down there. I don't think you can underrate his influence, his instruction, his direction. But I was just watching his work off the ball there. He worked to a position where he knew the ball was going to go, so the Crocs players looked up, but they couldn't kick it there, which forced, which allowed time for his teammates to make a tackle.
John Tipalora up in the ruck against Driscoll. Driscoll just shoved him out of the way. Got a quick kick. Lloyd Johnston cut it off. Got it to Barry. Dropping the ball, perhaps not called. Ball still in the forward pocket. Tassone laying a tackle for the Eagles. Comes out to Ross. He couldn't handle. Tipalora straight lines the ball, which is good play. Comes back to Jonathan Ross. Wrapped up in a tackle deep in that right forward pocket. Great play from both teams. Excellent pressure here at the 20.5-minute mark of this second quarter. Ball tossed up again. Driscoll wins it down. No one can take possession. John Tipalora got his head in the right position, picked up the footy, cleared the congestion for a moment. Ganley gets the footy for Districts, kicked it to the goal square. Josiah Farah grabbed it and quickly kicked on the left boot. Came off the instep and kicked a minor score. So Southern Districts move on to 5-5-35. Wanderers 4-5-29. We've gone 21 minutes in this second quarter.
Captain McLean kicks to the right back pocket, finds Brenton Motlop unmarked. He goes just outside the forward 50. Going to be brought back in by the Crocs through Staunton. Picked up again by Brenton Motlop. He kicks a high up and under. Coming under bravely and trying to get it was Johnson. And there's going to be a free... Paid the mark. Just right on the boundary. Johnson runs around the mark, right on the boundary. 60 from goals, puts it up. Williams overran it. Now down on the ground, picking it up and having a wayward kick is Barry, who kicked a goal in the first quarter, and it's kicked not enough distance on it. It is marked right on the last line of defence by Johnson, and Johnson, who's had a great quarter with a booming kick, gets them outside their defensive 50.
So Johnson with that good kick. The ball now travels up to Cabillo. He has a bounce. In fact, has 2 on right centre wing. Now has 3. No one's coming to him. Has 4 bounces. 65 from goal. Drills a pass in. That's a beauty. Mark taken by Shane Thorne. Oh, good play. Joel Cabillo just held up the footy well and finds Shane Thorne on a lead. 45 metres from goal. 45-degree angle right of centre. What can he do with this? 22.5 minutes gone. Could Joel Cabillo be one of those players of the day for Kazales, making a difference? Shane Thorne kick on the way. It's going to fall short in the goal square. No mark taken. Bounces through for the minor score. So Wanderers 4-6-30. Trailing Southern Districts 5-4-34. 23 minutes gone here, and the half-time siren sounds with the score to stay exactly in that fashion. Southern Districts with a 4-point lead, having led by 17 points at quarter time. They lead now 5-4-34 to Wanderers 4-6-30. You're on SEN Top End Footy. We'll come back and dissect that first half after this break.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Escape
Safety every day, any day. Book your stay today at Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Everyone feels stressed or worried from time to time.
There's no shame in asking for help.
Yarning to friends or family can make you feel better.
Sometimes it's as simple as a text or a phone call.
If you or someone you know needs support,
visit www.mentalhealthnt.com.au.
Listen up, kids. Make school your story. Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin' with love a break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back.
So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners, do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
At Muzzbuzz, keep cool this summer with our new range of frappes, including cookies and cream, chai and matcha. You can also enjoy our totally scrumptious range of food and snacks. Australian owned and operated. Muzzbuzz, great coffee is just the beginning.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Vaccinate to protect our players,
To protect our coaches.
To protect our umpires.
to protect our supporters,
To protect our game.
Head to the Danila Dilba website for more information.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Very, very tough conditions out there. Their shoes would be feeling like they're mud. The Crocs jumpers, if you can imagine, look like the Saints jumper, and there's not many white strips out there. I think you wouldn't want to be white by the end of this game, would you? Because it is muddy out there. It means that you've been pretty good at getting on the ground and getting in the business, but it is tough out here. Good conditions though for elimination final, and it is going to be a huge second half coming up, Dom. Can't wait, because one team will be going through and the other team will be finished for season 2021-2022.
All on the line here, no doubt about it, Shannon. That's exactly right. Players back in position, umpires just checking with each other, making sure that all is as it should be. The 6-6 rule being adhered to. Umpire's pretty happy, so just about to get underway here. Third quarter, ball tossed high. Gallo up against Priest. Gallo wins it. Almost taking it away was McQueen. Spillage in the middle. Jerome Motlop did well. Got a handball away to Thomas Motlop, who was taken down without the footy. No whistle. Jerome Motlop back in there again, trying to get the footy out. The ball tossed through. Thomas Motlop, in fact, Keenan Smith-Thompson on all fours, pushing the footy out. Getting it out to McQueen. McQueen, lovely handball to Ganley. Ganley off to Staunton. Staunton to Luke Smith. So Luke Smith takes the mark at right half forward. Chips in, looking for Williams. Great mark on the slide from Joel Cabillo. In fact, it was Fuller. That's a great mark, and that'll really boost his confidence to start this third quarter.
Kicks it out. Kicks it to Thomas Motlop. He gets a mark, goes straight down the middle of the park. Motlop, that ball has gone straight into the Eagles' 50. Trying to pick it up and get it is Shilabir. He kicks it forward into the right forward pocket. Patrick is out-muscled again. The Crocs clear it outside their defensive 50, only as far as the captain, McLean. He goes back to Thompson. Thompson looking for Tipalura. Tipalura wanted a free kick against Staunton. Tipalura goes again though. Tipalura inside the forward 50 for the Eagles. Gets a handball away. Coming through with it is O'Connell. Bo O'Connell back into the side for this week. He goes back to Thomas Motlop outside the forward 50. Thomas Motlop puts it up to the top of the square. And Patrick was the target, but it misses him and it goes through for a behind. So they move to 31. Trail here by 3 points. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Bowden to bring the ball back into play. Goes off on his little run. Long kick now towards the grandstand side. Target is Gallo. Got hands to it. Off hands Jerome Motlop. Good kick. John Tipalora takes the mark. 40 from goal. About 20 metres in from the boundary. So right of centre. 40-degree angle. We're in a really good position here in our commentary position. So he's on the grandstand side, kicking to the airport end. The man who took a specky in the second quarter, John Tipalora. He's played in the ruck, and I really like that move by Aaron Motlop. It's brought him into the game. Now crosses the paint of 50. The man on the mark, 45 from goal. Good-looking kick off the right boot. Good-looking kick indeed. John Tipalora puts that on the boot and straight through the middle, and the Eagles take the lead. They move on to 5-7, 37, and at the 2.5-minute mark, they lead Southern Districts by 3 points, 5-4-34, thanks to tyre power. Kick straight with a free 5-minute safety check. And Brenton Toy, that's exactly what John Tipalora did.
Yeah, we talked about his mark a bit earlier and just sparking the team up, but he's been lively around the contest, and he's an unusual type of ruckman. If I was going to take a punt, and I know John from Tiwis, I would say that he'd be maybe 188, 190, which is, you know, relatively short for a ruckman, even up here. But he's attack on the football. He's great at ground level, and yeah, great kick there in the conditions. Just beautiful purchase.
Ball up, Gallo goes high, Gallo taps it down, Farah gets the clearance out for the Crocs. They go inside their forward 50, and a big strong mark, big clash, very, very slow to get to his feet, is Fuller for Wanderers. But there was a good mark from Newman. Newman just runs away, Fuller's still down on the ground. Ball was a short kick to the outer wing, to the commentary wing, and Josiah Farah cuts it off for the Crocs. He just goes short to McLaughlin. McLaughlin now inside the Crocs forward 50 looking for Williams. But Johnson with a great defensive mark. He had a great second quarter. He kicks it down the commentary wing, and the umpires picked out a free kick to Totham against Farah. Totham kicks it forward to Priest. Priest wheels around, 60 from goal, just chips it in, looking for Patrick. The lead of him goes over the top of him. Running for it was Bates. Thomas Motlop is there as well. Ball inside the goal square. Thomas Motlop kicks it. Well defended by the Crocs. And Ganley has smothered the ball and saved a sure goal from Thomas Motlop.
Now 50 metres from goal. A free kick given to Braden McLean. He was taken high by Luke Smith. And he's asking McLean whether Smith's on the right spot. And the umpire's blowing time off here and asking Smith to stand the mark. And the umpire, Braden McLean's handball to Shillabeer, and the umpire said, no, you can't do that. Shillabeer's having a third crack at it. Ball kicked short. Well done, Braden McLean. Just stayed calm. Delivered the ball to Keenan Smith-Thompson. Moves off his mark, does he? Not called. Now they go back in and look after Shillabeer. Keenan Smith-Thompson just about went the handball again. Didn't do so. Good marking by Bo Schwarz on Shillabeer. Just stayed right with him. Now the kick comes in towards Thomas Motlop. Cleared his head. Not confident. Districts. Good defensive effort. Z-ball. The up and under kick goes to Keenan Smith-Thompson. 48 metres from goal. Takes the mark. Left of centre.
Shillabeer will try and get a handball again.
About a 45-degree angle. Now he goes the handball. The high up and under. This will bring snow here. Doesn't even make the distance. And he's a better kick than that. Comes off hands. And through for the minor score to the left. And under behind to the Eagles. They really mucked that up. 5-8-38 plays 5-4-34. 5.5 minutes gone thanks to Tyre Power. Best buys on big brand sale now on.
Kick out by the Crocs and it's cut off by Priest. Priest just goes, plays back on, and Priest has kicked the goal out of absolutely nothing. Priest is surrounded by players left, right and centre. They're running after him to tap him. The big man that's been playing in the ruck and doing well against Gallo. He took the mark on the paint of 50. No one went with him, wheeled around, and he kicked it straight through the goal. And they have now got a 10-point lead, the Eagles. They're leading by 10 points, 7 minutes gone, third quarter.
Absolutely, amen. Joe Bastian Priest just took a great mark and played on, caught the District's defenders napping there, and just a great finish. And he's been terrific. I was wondering about his influence throughout the game, but he is just winning possessions at will around the ground for a ruckman.
Yeah, mobility I think is the key there on a day like today, and Sebastian Priest is making the most of it. Back in the ruck now as Gallo has left the ground, but Sebastian Priest up against Kaya Jones. Sebastian Priest wins that down, almost found Clee. Tottenham there, gets a little toe poke through half forward up towards John Tipalora. Slapped it smartly backwards to Bates, runs away, has a kick from 35 and misses to the right-hand side. Good quick play again from the Eagles. Almost 7 minutes gone, 45 plays 34.
Bowden goes for a run from kick-in duties. Goes into the left back pocket. Looking to go down the commentary wing here. Oh, dropped mark by Barry. He kicked a goal in the first quarter. Should have taken that, but to his defence, the players are all covered in mud. The ball is covered in mud. The ball would be very heavy out there and it slipped straight through his fingers. So the ball will be tossed up 70 metres around from the right post in favour of the Eagles.
Bounty's throw-in was terrible. The players all stood there and waited for the umpire to call it back, and he didn't. Gallio goes in hard, tried to get the footy, lost it to Thomas Motlop. His kick comes off the side of his right boot and out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket for the Eagles.
The Eagles will do well if they can just hold it in their offensive half now and not let the Crocs get out. If they could get a score here, this is a big win for the Wanderers, and we'll sap a bit of the energy out of the Crocs.
Michael Bowden with the free kick played on to Gallio, goes back to Bowden, now finds himself under pressure, steps around Jerome Motlop beautifully, goes on the left boot looking for Driscoll, got hands to it, does hand, paid the mark, well done on the second grab, he took it, that's a beauty. Fraser Driscoll straight down the line, ill-directed mark taken by Mitchell Taylor. The target was Josiah Farah but just didn't reach him. So Mitchell Taylor now, centre wing. Morris Rioli grandstand side. Could he be one of those players? Player of the day for Kazali's Palmerston Club, the place to be. Long kick down the line. Liam Patrick flew high. Ball spills. Bates did really well. Got a handball away to Patrick. Got a little chip away. Finds Jerome Motlop. Just put it on the boot. That's what you got to do. Get it forward. Zeeble cuts it off. Goes with the left boot. Mark taken by Jerome Motlop for the Eagles. Almost played on. 15 metres in from the boundary. Man with the number 4 on his back. Now kicks into the corridor. Mark cut off. Well done, Michael Bowden. Read that beautifully in the corridor.
He just puts his arms up, tells everybody to calm down. He kicked it towards Barry, and the Eagles try to chop it off. Now they've got some run through Delahaye got the give and go. He's tackled well by Motlop. Ball spills out. Inside the forward 50 is Farah. Farah dropped the mark. He should have taken 40 from goal. Now he picks it up under pressure. Ball kicked in and ball kicked to Williams, who was unmarked. And that turned out well for Farah in the end, who's shaking his head in disbelief, hands on hips. Can't believe he dropped that mark he should have taken. They recovered well. And Williams lining up, trying to get his first major for the afternoon. Williams leans back directly in front, and he's missed it. He's missed it to the right, and Williams unable to still get a major directly in front. I wonder if that will be costly, but they've taken the margin back to 9. It's the Eagles in front. 11 minutes gone, third quarter.
Mitchell Taylor with the long kick in. Target is Newman or John Tipalora. Comes off hands. Bo O'Connell was in great position. Took it. Ran through centre wing. Down to Liam Patrick. He's got options everywhere here. Just should kick it to Shillabir, and he kicks it off the side of the boot and kicks a point. Brenton Toy. That was terrible as Michael Bowden brings the ball straight back into play. Finds a teammate in Luke Delahaye. He goes out wide. Well, Liam Patrick, as an experienced campaigner, just had so many options. Couldn't pick the right one. Ball inboard now to Bo Schwarz. Finds that at right half back for Southern Districts. Goes inboard to Jonathan Ross. We've hardly seen a thing of Jonathan Ross. Takes off down towards Lee Williams. Almost had the mark, and a free kick will be paid for a hold. He got himself into a dangerous position in front of his opponent. Takes the free kick. Can he go back and kick a goal? Really important now for Southern Districts. They trail by 11 points. 11 minutes gone in this all-important third quarter. Lee Williams will kick from 48 metres right of centre. Only slightly. Goes back, comes off the side of his boot, and the mark is taken by Lloyd Johnson, who just takes off running.
He bounces the ball, but it just dribbles on the ground. He picks it up, allows the Crocs to get there, handballs it to Bates. Bates goes backwards to Taylor. Taylor goes even further back to the defensive goal square. Thomas Motlop dropped the ball. Now he's under pressure against Williams, and he rushes it through for a behind. And that has put them under a mountain of pressure, a rush behind, and the Crocs are 36, trailing Wanderers 46. 12 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Lovely long kick from Thomas Motlop, finds Cannon Smith-Thompson at left centre wing. Long kick down to centre half forward. Shillabir the target. Couldn't take the mark. Flicked backwards and flicked on again by Liam Patrick. Now taken by the Crocodiles. Kick out. Finds Ruska, left half back, needs to use this well, and that was terrible on the left boot. Cut off by Clee. He went the soccer off the ground. Will go again. No, he won't. He picked it up well. Kicked it towards the boundary. Will it be called deliberate? It goes over, and they say boundary throw in. Right here on centre wing, 12.5 minutes gone. Wanderers 6:10:46. Southern Districts 5:6:36. For Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au with Dominic McCormack, Brenton Toy and Shannon Byrne.
Ball tossed in. Tipalura goes up against Jones. Jones goes over the back, gets a good fist to it. No able to pick it up cleanly. Tipalura went to ground looking for a free. Ball just lands right next to him. Gallio is on top of it. And the umpire is going to ball it up. Centre wing, commentary side. Full lights on here. We haven't seen the sun for a number of days. Very wet underfoot. Tipalura was the only ruckman that went up. Kicked off the ground by Bates for the Eagles. Going up to centre half forward. Number of players over it. The Crocs just get a little kick away. Johnson gets it for the Eagles. He kicks it inside their forward 50. Shillabir juggles the ball. Slippery ball out there. Unable to pick it up. Patted forward by Matthew Motlop. He gives it off to Clee. Clee goes into the right forward pocket looking for Patrick. Patrick with a diving mark. And the ball spills out. And the ball is going to be tossed in, still in favour of the Eagles. 30 metres around from their right post. And Patrick is trying his hardest out there, but very, very slippery conditions means it's going easily through his hands at the moment.
Yeah, and just the Eagles just really smart at the moment. They've just got a couple of players just sagging off, sitting out the back of the contest. So 6-1, half a dozen the other. The Crocs have got numbers up at the stoppage, and they might win it, but as soon as they kick it out, they're outnumbered up the ground.
Kai Jones went into the ruck contest by himself, got it to Zeeble. Now Southern District's taking it away through half-back, kick up towards centre wing, right in front of our commentary position. Lee Williams, Brodie Newman and Brenton Motlop all there, the latter two from the Eagles. They see it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, and that's just a good sign. You mentioned those, Motlop, Newman and Taylor, and just to see that back six, you know, just with that chemistry and you know, supporting each other. Great work.
Gallo straight onto the field and straight into the ruck. Priest tries to go over him. Beautiful Taylor reading it well. Taylor for the Eagles kicks it straight inside the forward 50. There was no one around except that full forward was Thorne. Thorne came out in front, straight onto the chest. And Shane Thorne, he's going to go back his run up as much as he's got to kick it. He'll have to kick this about 35 metres directly in front. No breeze to speak of. Shane Thorne kicks it, and he has kicked it to the left. He put his head down as soon as it came off the boot. And so they pick up another point. These are some pretty big behinds they've got up there. 6-11-47 to the Crocs 5-6-36, and 16 minutes gone here at TIO Stadium.
Michael Bowden brings the ball into play, goes to Patrick Gallo, got hands to it, but was just spoilt enough there by Sebastian Priest to win a boundary throw-in. Brenton, he continues to do very well against the bigger man.
Yep, absolutely, and just continues to work hard, mobile around the ground, but I'm just really loving the Wanderers' defence at the moment, just their energy. Their enthusiasm, they're up and about, they're communicating, they're providing direction, and Jonathan Rossi was on Mitchell Taylor at that last stoppage and just let him go.
Gallo wins it down. Rusker gets a little kick away. In hard, Totham, so too Dylan McLaughlin for the Crocodiles. Coming through strongly was Joel Cabillo, tried to get a kick away and couldn't. Keelan Fijo the same. Ball spilled to Thomas Motlop. He did get a kick away. Liam Patrick went at it with a full chest. Couldn't take the mark. Sockers it forward to Shillabeer. Shillabeer from 25 goes to snap and puts it through for a goal. Well done, the Eagles. And that is Darren Shillabeer's second goal. He kicked one in the second and now one in this third quarter. Can you believe it? The Eagles are extending their lead, 7-11-53 to Southern District's 5-6-36, thanks to Tyre Power kicking goals with 25% off Falcon tyres. And Brenton, let me say this, at quarter time the score was 4-1. Since that time, Wanderers have kicked 6-1.
Yeah, they have, and we saw something earlier in the game, and Liam Patrick tried to hit the ball on, and I was wondering what he was doing, but I reckon that's an instruction from the Eagles. Just get it moving forward and try and get it into space and let us run onto the football, and that's exactly what happened there. They just willed the ball forward, and Shillabeer was able to get his hands on it and snap a goal.
Gallo goes up against Priest. Gallo hits it forward. Again, though, it's the Wanderers side that get it. Jerome Motlop gets the clearance to the outer wing. Picking it up, though, is the Crocs. They're at it first. Going up to right half forward. McLean for the Eagles, the captain, picks it up, goes back into the defensive 50, going one way, going the next, and he outruns Smith. He kicks it down the outer wing. The Crocs, though, they are able to chop it off. Elder kicks it inside the forward 50, looking for Williams. Ball down on the ground. Ball directly in front of the Crocs goal. Trying to get it out was Johnston. Taylor's there. Smith is there for the Crocs. Ball down on the ground. Smith drags it back in. He gets back up. And the umpire says it's not going anywhere. I'll have it. And it's going to be tossed up directly in front of the Crocodiles goals. 45 metres out. Ball tossed up. Priest goes high over Gallo. Ball down on the ground, though. Once it's down there, it stacks on the mills. Underneath it is Tassone. And the umpire is going to have another ball up. And it's moved about 5 metres. And we're now going to have a ball up on the paint of 50.
Gallo goes up against Priest. Gallo wins that down only as far as Johnston. Was taken high as he went to ground. He slipped and was taken around the neck. So a free kick to Lloyd Johnston inside defensive 50.
Incredible composure for a kid, Lloyd Johnston.
Yeah, terrific footy. Interesting, Brenton. Haven't seen a lot of the Southern District's captain in Dean Staunton this afternoon. Handball goes off now to Braden McLean, the opposing captain for the Eagles. Long kick out the centre wing. Falling over there was Shillabeer. Taking the mark was Zeeble. He just kept on running. Long kick now back inside 50 with the fly. Jonathan Ross got hands to it. Lost it to Fuller. Fuller then lost it himself. Paddled backwards by Smith. Goes to that man Staunton. Kicks it forward. And Brodie Newman standing in front of Lee Williams, who's come out of that contest a bit sore with the left shoulder. Brodie Newman called to play on, goes long out towards centre wing, finds Daniel Clee. He drops a mark he should have taken. Lloyd Johnston comes through strongly, picked up the ball beautifully, got it to Tottenham, brought to ground before he could dispose of it. Footy comes to Michael Bowden, caught with the footy, dropping the ball is the call. Liam Patrick with the free kick. Ran away from the footy after it was tossed back to him, looking for a 50-metre penalty. Umpires having nothing of that, and he'll take the free at right centre wing.
He just chips it forward, looking for Shillabeer, and he had to stretch high. Takes a good mark, 55 metres from goal. Shillabeer, slight breeze at his back. Shillabeer just goes to the right of goals, looking for Thorne, and the umpires picked out a free.
Chopping the arm, Shannon.
Chopping the arm, and so well done looking for Thorne. He was out in front of the pack, and Thorne has got a free kick out of that. Right forward pocket, 45-degree angle.
Got some strapping on his calf just at half-time there, and hasn't got his kicking boots on today, Shane Thorne.
Well, still not going to be an easy one at 45-degree angle. Shane Thorne looking for his first for the afternoon, and he's kicked that to the right, and again he leans over, drops his head, and is unable to get a major just yet after a number of shots on goal. Wanderers 7-12-54 leading the Crocs 5-6-36. 21 minutes gone in this third quarter of the elimination final.
Brenton, interesting, 19 scoring shots to 11 now in Wanderers' favour.
Look, and I don't think it's going to come back to bite the Eagles. I think what that's showing is the dominance of possession that the Eagles have had.
Michael Bowden bringing the ball into play. Lloyd Johnston tried to go the big fly. A free kick was paid, and the ball was kicked downfield to Southern District's advantage, but the umpire coming back to allow Fraser Driscoll, I think it might be, to take his free kick. So Driscoll, left half back, about 15 metres in from the boundary, grandstand side, to take his free kick. Moved into defence now. Driscoll was playing a forward role before on Newman, kicks down the line, target was Newman, and a Shepherd was given, free kick to be paid here to Brodie Newman.
Yep, wasting time. Threw it too high in the air. That's an odd one. It got to him on the full, which is a difficult one because in the wet conditions you want to make sure it gets back, but it did look like it was a bit deliberate to toss the ball in the air.
Wow.
Might have only bought him half a second, but it's cost him 50 metres.
I tell you what, the umpires in this competition have had one standard pre-Christmas, and the standard post-Christmas has been totally different. Totally different. And the players just need to be aware of that. It changed immediately. So Brodie Newman now, 52 metres from goal, has a shot from right of centre. Not much angle to speak of, and he has kicked yet another behind for the Eagles. Michael Bowden plays on quickly, goes out wide to the offender in Jake McQueen, and he takes a really good mark out there at half back. Looks to play on quickly, goes to a teammate there in Ganley. Has had a good third quarter, Ganley. That kick not so good. Looking for Luke Smith, who's taken down without the footy. Gallio takes possession, gets a handball away. In fact, the umpire said it was a throw. So Daniel Clee will take a free kick out on left centre wing for the Eagles.
He's just directing play, and there's another 50 penalty here. So player on the mark, didn't come back in time. So Clee is going to go all the way to 55 metres, the man on the mark. Looking at the flags behind Clee, he's directly in front of the old scoreboard. Slight breeze, if any, in his favour. Clee looking to torp it, hits it, and it's not going to even make the distance. So that's enough for both teams. Some high fives as they run into Clee. And that is the third quarter siren. It's Wanderers 7-13-55, leading Southern Districts 5-6-36. 19 points in it, three-quarter time, elimination final. We're going to catch our breath because there is a final term coming up for one team and another team will go through and live another week. We'll be back in just a moment.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
We are just moments away from the fourth and final quarter of the Elimination Final. Wanderers and Southern Districts. The Wanderers leading 55, Southern Districts closely behind at 36 points. The fourth quarter action kicking off shortly here at TIO Stadium.
up a 19-point lead as they go into the last quarter. Brenton, you've talked about body language. I'm watching that defensive unit for the Eagles go out. There's high fives everywhere. They are up and about. And the contrast to Southern Districts, they are still attempting to get into position.
Yep. Yeah, you can see it. The Eagles, they can feel it. I know that they can feel. They've been around and they know finals football and they know what this is all about. And it's very difficult to see how Districts are going to bounce back. And look, the Eagles have surprised me, and I'm very happy to be proven wrong. Not the first time, and certainly won't be the last.
Indeed. 20 scoring shots to 11. Wanderers have certainly put it on the board. The ball tossed high. Gallo wins it down. Out of the middle, Sebastian Priest soccers it off through half forward. Ball picked up by Keelan Fijo. Runs away from Johnson. Long bomb at goal. Schwarz underneath it for the Tricolours. Takes a good mark deep in his right back pocket. Has to steady. He's called to go back over the mark. Yeah, the umpire's very, very pedantic in that regard. That kick, a good one. Just reaches Josiah Farah after touching the hands of Fijo. Long bomb into the middle. Good mark from the youngster in Lloyd Johnston. What a player he's been this season. Speaking of Kazali's player of the day, gets the ball out towards Thomas Motlop. Long bomb. Liam Patrick flies high. So too Zeeble. They crash into each other. Free kick paid. And a free kick paid down there to Southern Districts for...
I'm not sure, it was a bit of friendly fire.
Yeah,
I think Schwarz,
who's very slow to get up, was actually crashed into by
Zeeble. The umpire felt sorry for him. I think it has given him a free. In fact, Zeeble is the one who's taking the free kick, so he must have been caught high by Liam Patrick. So Zeeble now in that left back pocket takes the free kick, kicks long down the line looking for Gallo. And a free kick for a hold will go to Wanderers at right half forward. Brodie Newman, who's grown into this game, the longer it's gone, will take that free kick.
Brodie Newman just going to fetch the ball that was delivered just to the left of him. It allows a lot of players to flood back inside the forward 50. He goes up and into centre half forward. Josiah Farah dropped a mark he should have taken. He's now got the ball off the ground. Hurried kick out. Trying to pick it up is Ganley. Crocs is trying to get out of traffic here. They do. Looking for Williams. Williams is centre wing on the commentary side, a very long way from goals. He gets it down to Barry. Barry wheels around on the left, puts it up to full forward. Ross was from behind on Taylor. Ross couldn't get the mark. He gets it back, drops to the ground, and Smith sockers it off the goal line. And Smith for the Crocs get them on the board. It's his third for the afternoon. He's kicked one in the first, one in the second, and now one in the final term. And they needed that, the Crocs. And they move to 42, still trail Wanderers by 13 points. So a much-needed goal. The time is not up on the board, so that is going to be interesting for us.
A couple of minutes into the last quarter.
I was about to go 6:12 p.m. and that'd be the time on the scoreboard of what local time we have.
The scoreboard stuck on three-quarter time.
I'll start timing from now.
Ball tossed high in the middle. Sebastian Priest goes up against Gallo, wins it down, gets it to Marcus Totten, dispossessed at a footy. I thought dropping the ball, not called. Districts take it, kick it up to half forward. Ball taken by Braden McLean. On the chase now, Dean Staunton. So to Sebastian Priest. Priest will get there first, picks up the footy, evades an opponent, does it beautifully, tries to get a handball away, which is slightly smothered. Totten comes in well, soccers the ball forward. Staunton goes back to get it close to the boundary, confronted down there by Liam Patrick. He slaps it to the advantage initially of Bo O'Connell. O'Connell lays a tackle and slings Schwarz out of the contest. Bo Schwarz to take the free kick. Right back pocket. Yet again he's called to come back around and kick over the man on the mark. So
Schwarz goes down the commentary wing. Newman, though, gets a falcon. That's the chuck we can hear in the background. His hands were out in front and went straight through that and just donked him on the face. Ball down on the ground, trying to get it is McLean. Also there is Fijo. Totten gets it off the ground. Hurried kick forward. Not sure it went the full measure, but Bates takes a mark and he kicks it high up into the forward 50. Coming from behind was Thorne. Thorne not able to take the mark. He kept going, though, as it's picked off the ground from Crocs Ganley. Doesn't travel outside the right back pocket for the Crocs, and it's a hurried clearing kick, and McQueen sits underneath it, and they're going to get out from the commentary wing.
McQueen kicks out towards Lee Williams, really close to the boundary. The kick was not to his advantage. And I wonder, Brenton, whether that would have been better just going straight down the line into space.
Fundamentals, play to the conditions, play the percentages, all the cliches. He just needed to get the ball moving forward and play a bit more direct. And he had players streaming down there that were heading to that next contest but decided to come wide.
Interesting, Lee Williams playing up the ground. Jonathan Ross playing at full forward, so the smaller player. As we see Tipalora this time going up against Gallo. Wanderers winning it away from the ruck contest. Tassone getting it to Bo O'Connell. Just sprints away from his opponent. Kick up. Missed by Schwarz, gathered by Ganley, handball cut off by Tassone. He's dumped in a great tackle. Ball spills to Bo O'Connell, goes with a terrific kick on the outside of the right boot, and Zeeble in these conditions takes an excellent mark.
Holding.
But a holding the man decision goes to Shane Thorne. So Shane Thorne, we're at the 5-minute mark of this last quarter. 13 points is the margin in favour of the Eagles. And Shane Thorne, the man on the mark, about 40 metres from goal, 45-degree angle to the left of centre. He's kicking to the Michael Long learning centre end. We're right behind him here. He has not kicked a goal this afternoon. Now is his moment. Kicks, starts it in the middle, fades to the right, and another behind. I reckon he's kicked 4 at least this afternoon. So Wanderers, 7:15:57. Southern Districts 6:42. 6 minutes gone, thanks to the Muzbuzz scoreboard. Muzbuzz on Odds, good drive, great coffee on the go.
Crocs with the kick in. Leading down the commentary wing is Bowden. Ball goes over the top of him. Bates tries to pick it up for Wanderers. And it is, sorry, that was Bo O'Connell. Goes over the head of him, and it goes out right in front of the Wanderers interchange. Good news, the time is back up on the board, not only for the players, but for us as well. Just to tell you how exciting this finish will come up. Eagles by 14 points, ball tossed in. Tipalura goes up against Jones. Jones gets it. Barry tried to run through and clear it out. He wasn't able to pick it up cleanly. Kicked off the ground by McLaughlin. Barry went without it. Coming past, picking it up is Rusker. Rusker kicked it up to centre half forward. You hear the tusk in the background there. It was an ugly kick, and the Eagles are able to get away on the outer wing. Fijo takes a mark. He's unmarked, and he's able to run. Runs 70 metres from goal, puts it into the right forward pocket, and well done defensively from Delahaye. And he's going to slow things down in the left back pocket.
Delahaye now called to play on, goes across the goal face. His target is Gallio, stood under the footy, was confronted by Liam Patrick. Might have been a front-on free kick, not called. Gallio did really well, held him off, got the footy, kicked out to McQueen, gave the ball to McQueen. McQueen kicked to Luke Smith, and that had to be out of bounds on the full. Called by the boundary umpire, well done. Free kick goes to Lloyd Johnston. Lloyd Johnston now at left half forward, kicks in, and a free kick to be paid here against Shillabia. And we'll go back to Zeeble, who's been face planted into the ground, and I say that because he's now rubbing the mud out of his eyes.
Yeah, and that's an odd one too. I think that's kind of disadvantaged the Crocs there. It should have been paid from where the ball was.
Yep. So kick inboard goes to McQueen. McQueen now goes to Schwarz. Districts need to keep moving this footy. Build up here is slow. Schwarz now looking to go down the line. Kick comes off the side of the boot, goes straight to Keenan Smith-Thompson. Takes a good mark. He's taken some good grabs this afternoon. He's moved well. Kicks out wide and goes to Totter. Steady at left centre wing, right in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand. Now moves away from Gallio. Little chip goes to Jerome Motlop. The Eagles finding space well. Motlop at left half forward, 5 metres in from the boundary. Now kicks long into the corridor. Thomas Motlop goes hard at the footy, takes the mark. There's carnage behind him. Players clashing again, but Thomas Motlop has the mark paid. And looks like he's going to just steady down here. 47 metres from goal, left of centre. Again, about a 40-degree angle. The number 9 on the back, and Brenton, I don't think he'll have the journey here.
No, but he will get a bit of momentum. He'll get it underneath it a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if he has a shot or just tries to put it to a dangerous spot.
On the move. Tries to run around the man on the mark. Kicks high and wide to the right. Players are leaping through. No one can take a grab. Districts come away with the footy. Quick kick out towards half forward's going to be cut off by Newman. He tries to drive it back in. Smothered well down there by Staunton, who defensive effort was great. Spills to Tassone on the left boot. Into the corridor. No mark to Shillabia. Bates is there. So too Johnson. Johnson I thought was taken high. And the free kick paid to Johnson. He's done some courageous things this afternoon for the Crocodiles.
The Crocs now come out to the right back. Dangerous kick across, but Ganley was there. He just chips it forward and kept running, Ganley. A lot of players, heavy feet out there. Ganley kept running. Now there's going to go the ball out to the commentary wing, and he's slipped over his Gallio. Slippery conditions underfoot, heavy conditions underfoot, and we're seeing this now. Very, very tough conditions. We've had rain for the last 2 days. We were on cyclone watch up until yesterday. If it turned into a warning, we probably wouldn't have had this elimination final. So ball tossed in halfway through on the commentary wing.
And the boundary throw-in was very short, but a free kick paid for a Shepherd, and that will go to John Tipalora. Needs to come back over the mark. The umpire says his position is fine. Dean Staunton standing the mark. Tipalora now with the long kick. Zeeble in good position again. The big man, he's cut off some attacks already in this quarter. Goes inboard. Lovely kick. Finds Ganley. Sliding in, taking the mark low down on centre wing. Runs around Keenan Smith-Thompson on the mark. Kicks up towards half forward. Target was Williams. Clears him. Driscoll. Good contest between he and Fuller. And Driscoll wins a boundary throw-in for Southern District. 65 around from their goal. You're on SEN top-end footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Score check here. 56 plays 42. Wanderers in the lead thanks to Muzz Buzz. Great coffee on the go.
12 minutes gone in this final term. As it stands, Wanderers will go through to another elimination game next week, and the Crocs seasons will end if they can't do something drastic. Trying to get it out of the ruck work was Gallio. He gets a handball off to Ganley. Ganley goes into the right forward pocket, and Newman, who has stood tall this final term, has taken a great mark in the left back pocket. There's a number of Wanderers players just stretching in the background. Totham's down. He had some cramp. Newman goes out looking for Johnston, and the ball's been fisted over the boundary by Smith.
So, Brenton, there's an opportunity right here, isn't there, for Districts? But it's got to be taken now.
Absolutely. And look, it's only a free kick game still, so they're not out of it. I know it's looks a bit different, 21 shots to 12, and it appears that Wanderers have asserted their dominance. But I think as the Crocs team, you go, hey, this is only a 4-kick game. We're still in it.
From the ruck contest, the ball came from Gallo to Bowden. Bowden couldn't handle the slippery footy. Comes back to Luke Smith. Nice kick into the corridor. Off the hands of Mitchell Taylor. Brody Newman down low. Slaps it. Taken almost by Gallio. Jonathan Ross is in there trying to take the footy. So too Tassone. Wanderers move it out. Well done from Fuller and McLean. Long kick out towards the boundary. Thomas Motlop over the footy. Couldn't handle. Comes to McQueen. Little chip from him goes to Bowden. Tassone cut it off. Did beautifully. Runs forward. Drills it to Shillabia on the bounce. No, he's taken the mark low down, has Shillabia in the middle of the ground. Plays on, kicks long, Sebastian Priest on the move, confronted by McQueen, belted it to the advantage of Bates, slips over, takes the footy, drops the footy in a tackle. Fantastic defence by Southern Districts.
Oh, no.
A free kick has been, I don't understand that, Brenton, a free kick has been given to Simon Bates. I've got no idea why.
He's paid for a sling to the ground. It's not a dangerous tackle. I don't understand what the problem is with tackling a player to ground. He had the ball, he
didn't even
while
sling
he was
him.
In possession. No, he had his arms around him. It was weird.
Simon Bates that is one of the weirdest free kicks I've ever seen. He was, yes, brought to ground on the knees, ball spilt. He now has a shot on goal, and he's kicked it to the near side. Well, some justice, but it's still an extra point on the board. 7:15:57 to 6:6:42. The Eagles lead thanks to Muzz Buzz. Great coffee on the go.
Schwartz kicks it into Delahaye in the left back pocket. He goes down the outer wing. Long kick. Ross is there trying to pick it up. He overran it. Taylor's going to pick it up for the Eagles and kick it back towards their forward 50. Overrunning it was Patrick. He was pushed out of the way. Ball down on the ground. Crocs pick it up. Hurried kick into the middle of the park. And it's the Crocs, desperate to get on the board. Board kicked in right in the middle of the park, straight into the breadbasket for Thomas Motlop. He kicks it down to right half forward. The Crocs defence, though, is standing up. Messy end-to-end play here, and the ball is just hurriedly kicked in the air, and Braden McLean, the captain for the Eagles, will take a mark. And that's just gone end-to-end, 60 metres apart. Bit of aerial ping-pong. McLean kicks it into Taylor. Taylor chips it over to Thomas Motlop. Down the commentary wing, right half forward. Trying to pick it up is Matthew Motlop. He's inside the forward 50, right forward pocket. He's being harassed well. Shane Thorne's on the scene for the Eagles. The defence for the Crocs is good, though. Ball down on the ground, and the umpire is going to pick up a free kick. And he's going to say, actually, it was mine and it wasn't able to get out just as the ball spilled out. So the ball tossed up in the right forward pocket for the Eagles.
One down by Liam Patrick. 15 points is the margin. 15 minutes gone in this last quarter. Southern District somehow get it out. It came to Delahaye. He then dropped the mark. Districts put on enough pressure to get it out of bounds, but they should have had ball in hand. You're an SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Brenton Toy with a difficult choice of Kazali's player of the day.
Got it narrowed down to a few, I reckon. There's been a few really good performers out there today.
Boundary, in fact, a boundary throw, yes indeed, taking place. A shallow throw in, and it will be called back again. Patrick Gallo, the big man, was going at his bootlaces to get to that one. 16 minutes gone. 15 the margin. Can Southern Districts get a quick goal on the board and make a game of this? The ball goes sideways, goes to Gallo. He sort of had it, then didn't, lost it. Now he's on all fours, trying to flick the footy out, and he does. Delahaye got a handball away, comes back to Gallo again. He's tossed off the footy, comes out to Bo O'Connell. Sneaky handball to Jerome Motlop. His kick up and under. Shane Thorne tried to slap it away. All this happening inside, attacking 50 for the Eagles. Ball comes out to Dylan Barry, gets it out to Zeeble somehow. His kick up towards Lee Williams. Good contest between he and Motlop. Now Driscoll at the footy, tackle to ground, handballs it backwards. McLean there for the Wanderers defence, just tracking the ball, gathering it, getting it to Newman. Newman's kick cut off at left centre wing by Dean Staunton. Jerome Motlop to stand the mark.
He goes in board looking for Schwartz. Schwartz gets a handball away to Farah. Little kick forward. Wanderers defence is up for it, but picking it up one hand is Gallo. Clean hands. He kicks it into the left forward pocket.
Finds Michael Bowden.
Yeah, good work from Gallo, though. Beautiful little scoop. Picked it up, and the vision was even better. Michael Bowden had run forward. And Michael Bowden, who had kicking duties most of the quarter, most of the game, now has an opportunity to have kicking duties on goal. The left footer, slight angle, and he kicks it and turns around straight away, drops his head, and knew that that had gone to the left. They pick up a much needed point. And still Wanderers in front, though. They lead 57-43 over the Crocs. 18 minutes gone. Only a matter of minutes here in this elimination final to go.
Braden McLean brings the footy into play. Long kick out towards half back. Sebastian Priest tries to crash the pack. Jerome Motlop gathers the footy, was at the fall of the ball, kicks it out wide, finds Johnson for Southern Districts. He loses the footy. Coming in strongly, the big man, Gallo, picks it up beautifully. High up and under inside 50. Lee Williams goes up, so too Newman. Comes off hands. And a chopping the arms decision given in favour of Brody Newman. Somehow. So he will take the free kick inside defensive 50 for the Eagles. 18 and a half minutes gone. He goes backwards and finds Brenton Motlop.
Brenton Motlop in the left back pocket. Hope you're enjoying this elimination final on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Brenton Motlop finally chips it forward to Newman on the paint of defensive 50. He's just pointing to Delahaye. They're happy to hold it up here at the moment, the Eagles. They're in front by 14 points. He kicks down the commentary wing. Maney is there for the Crocs. Ball down on the ground. Marcus Totham picks it up for the Eagles. Now Bo O'Connell gets it for the Eagles. Runs out of traffic. Gets it onto his trusty left. At the back is Shilabir. Zybel, though, who's had a great fourth quarter, Out-muscles him. Ball comes out. Barry drops the ball he should have taken for the Crocs. He's able to regather. Really hurried high up and under. Trying to pick it up is Driscoll. Driscoll wheels around, gets it inside the forward 50. Williams is there. Williams is shoved out of the way, but at the back is Ross. Ross with a snap-on goal, bounces to the right, and it takes a wayward bounce, and it goes through for behind. They pick up another one. They're now 13 points behind, but it's inside their forward 50. What can the Crocs do here? 20 minutes gone, final term.
57 plays 44. Got to lock it in, got to kick a goal, and then back up again really quickly. Braden McLean brings the ball into play, and how Jerome Motlop is standing 20 metres in the clear, in the pocket, I have no idea. But he was, and he's taken the grab. So Jerome Motlop is calming play down, now goes long, out towards half-back, looking for Thomas Motlop, almost the mark taken out there by Johnson, spills to Gallo, keeps his feet, keeps the footy, bangs it back long inside 50. Ross is there and he takes the grab, stands in front of Fuller, takes the mark in the corridor, 25 metres from goal, cannot waste any time here, but also must kick the goal. Goes back, has the shot, and misses to the left-hand side. Brenton Toy, what can I say?
You're not going to win games by kicking points, especially when it's close like this. They needed that goal. That's a gimme. He's right in front, 35 metres out. I know the conditions are tough, but finals footy, NTFL, you need to kick that. Short quarter.
And there it is. That is an exceptionally short quarter. 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Game over. Wanderers have won the elimination final. Southern District's out. Their season over. But the Wanderers Eagles are through to next week. What a performance by them. They win this game 7-15-57. They added only 2 behinds in that quarter. Southern District 6-9-45. They added 1 goal 3 to that quarter. Well, the Wanderers theme song playing in the background there. What a performance by them. A fantastic effort indeed. Difficult conditions for both teams, but in the end, they run out 12-point winners. 7-15-57 to Southern District 6-9-45. Southern Districts led the game by 17 points at quarter time. They kicked 4-2-26 to 1-3-9. But after that, Southern Districts kicked only 2 goals and Wanderers kicked 6. They ended up with 22 scoring shots to 15. What a performance. 12 points. An excellent effort. Southern Districts, their season comes to an end, and I'm a little bit stunned in some ways because they've been one of the few teams that's been able to not only take it up to but defeat the Nightcliff Tigers. They just couldn't bring it today when, in the end, I think leg speed for the Eagles was a real telling point. But Brenton, your thoughts in a moment. I'll just go through the goal kickers and then to yourself and Shannon Byrne. Luke Smith with 3 goals for the Southern Districts Crocodiles was the leading scorer on the ground. He kicked a goal in each of the first, second